just to go and have fun with our friend Professor Oshusoya. And we are all in a house in a big home, all men. And when you are ready to eat your breakfast, you go and make it yourself. Can you imagine, old men? When I got back home and I told my wife, you see now, we can live without all you women. No. See, old men, I made a video, we were all cooking. If you want to eat egg, you go and cook it. You take this, and it was fun. And we were hoping to have the same thing this year. But, well, Mr. Greg has left us and is resting in the bosom of the Lord. I wish the wife, the children, the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss, and may God be with the family. Thank you very much, Mr. BC.
Admiral of the Fleet.
BC Olatilo. Good evening, the distinguished family of late Greg Osai Ozegbe. Good evening, distinguished friends of the deceased. I greet you all. I find it very difficult to talk about Gregory Osai Ozegbe. Mine is not a tribute. Even when we make tributes about the dead, it's not for the dead, it's for the living. Whatever I say here is for the benefit of those of us that are here. He had gone. We believe that he's already with the Lord. But let us emulate the good deeds he left behind. He was a very compassionate person who keeps on giving, giving, and giving. And whoever key into divine economic system will never lack. I think it was late Chivem K.O. Abiola who said that Loki lower funi is alekwepe lower magba. It's always good to give. That's one thing we should all learn from the life of our departed colleague. Is ever ready to help the downtrodden, the less privileged, and his friends and colleagues. And I have no doubt in my mind that the family will be rewarded bountifully. It is a great personal loss to me. And I can imagine how the wife and the children will be feeling. But I will appeal to you to draw consolation in the fact that God will always be with you and give you the fortitude to bear the loss. Thank you very much.
Since we heard about the demise of Greg Ozegbe, we have been celebrating him on a daily basis on Biscon TV. I mean, these days on YouTube, just type Biscon TV alone. You'll be seeing us 24 hours, by the way, news, sports, and the rest of it. For those also who are on GoTV 144, what we'll do there is the full package. We don't take anything away from it. So tomorrow now, earlier on, we were showing what we did at Yoruba Tennis Club, full, about 2 hours of it. We had the church much earlier on today. In another 4 or 5 hours from here, we'll see the full package of it. Pastor Itoe Godale was the one that preached, and
a little taken aback, called me to come and say something about Greg Ozegbe at this point, because he knows that Greg I had known so many years ago, and his passing has given me that I have not recovered from fully. It is not difficult for me to say something about Greg, but it hurts me that I have to refer to Greg in a past sense. I would wish we were celebrating Greg's 70th birthday. I had known Greg in the last 40 years. He had a very close friend who was very close to me as well. He passed about 2 years ago. Remy Akodu. Greg and Remy were in Abu together. And when they came back to Lagos and Remy was serving, Remy would come to my house, and every statement he was going to make, Greg was a reference point. He talked about Greg like a brother. So when I met Greg, it was like, oh yes, this is the brother to Remy. Unknown to me, Greg became my own brother a little while later, because he had an infectious character. Greg would arrive in any gathering without knowing anybody, and before he leaves, at least 50% of the people there would have become his friend at the point he was departing. He was very infectious and extremely generous human being. And I would call Greg a cat with 9 lives, because he would see a difficult situation and he would tell you, oh, Dr. Jeka Shejare, this is not difficult. When we start, we'll finish. He had that attitude, and it was that attitude that drove him through his life. Greg never thought anything was too big for him to attempt. Once he has a belief in it, he would go through it, and most times he would succeed against all odds.